Welcome. In front of me is an INFINIX Note 30 VIP, and today I'll show you how you can record a screen on this device. So, to begin, we're going to swipe down from the top of our screen. To be more precise, we're going to do it from the top right side, and this gives us a bunch of toggles. One of them should be our screen recorder, which you can see right over here, but if you can find this toggle anywhere, you can add one by clicking on these three dots, which I just missed. There we go. And then select Edit, Shortcut, Switch. And right here, you'll find all the toggles you can add. As you can see, they have this plus. So let's say I want to add a security one. Click on it, and you can see it gets added. When you go back, it now stays here. So, before we start recording, I will also recommend, once you have this toggle added, to hold it, and this will take you to the settings. The reason for that, video quality. It's set to 720p like it's 2008. I'm going to be changing that to 1080p. And we have some other options in here as well, like record microphone sound and device sound. You can record both of them if you want to, but keep in mind that when recording both, I would maybe recommend using either headphones or just turning down the volume physically on your phone, because when device audio is being recorded by the screen recorder, it's being done so internally, and only then will the sound be played through the speaker, at which point microphone could pick it up the second time, which would create an unwanted echo effect. Now below that we have also show tops, which will record a semi-transparent gray dot wherever your finger was touching the display. And lastly, we have do not disturb mode. So when you start recording, if this is toggled on, it would automatically enable do not disturb mode, so things like, for instance, calls and other things would be ignored, so they don't show up. Let's close it up, find the toggle once more, and simply tap on it to begin the recording. So whatever you'll do right now will be recorded for the most part. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, mess around with something. Let's also see if we have something like Netflix right here, but we don't. Okay. So anyway, once you're done recording, you can interact with this little overlay, which will not be visible in the actual screen recording, and click on the stop. And from here you can quickly share it, and if you just disregard this, it does disappear. We have some option to like enter the screen recording folder, or we can do that by going into our Photos application. So there we go. Oh, oops, that's not what I wanted to press. There we go. Can I disable the Google trying to steal my data? And once you have your Photos app open, you can navigate to Collections. Let me just close this first. And in Collections, you have a couple possibilities. It's either going to be in screenshots, which it's not. So in this case, for me, this will be in a weird place, which isn't what you will have. So for me, this is going to be in the folder of albums called On This Device. And in here you can see screen recorder. I believe the screen recording album will be visible somewhere here, like for instance people or places are. So look for that one, and in here you will find only screen recordings. Now I quickly want to also talk about something that you might experience, which is part of Android. So applications do have the option to prevent the use of screen recorder when said application is open. So as an example, one of those applications would be bank, any kind of bank application. They do it to protect the privacy and security of the user, which is the intended kind of use for this kind of feature. And as a explanation of how this is, why this is good, if you somehow manage to have some kind of malware on your device, unknowingly obviously, and that malware uses screenshots or screen recordings, and you start accessing a bank by putting in your pins or passwords or so on, and that screen recording is recording every one of your inputs. You can imagine how that would be very bad for the security of your bank. So when said application is open, screen recorder just presents the person that is trying to gain your info with a black screen of void. Nothing is there, nothing of value. For screenshots, banks just straight up black screenshots. So that's a little bit of a downside, but don't worry, banks do give you the option if you wanted to capture something like a confirmation of a payment. Instead of taking a screenshot, what you can do is click on something like 3 dots, like you would have right here, and in there you would find the option something along the lines of download confirmation or something like that, which basically downloads your payment confirmation as a PDF file, and you can share that. Now, where it's also being used is going to be in the streaming platform. So this feature is also basically being prevented, like screen recording is being prevented from being utilized in things like Netflix, Apple TV, and all that other streaming platform goodness. They don't do it to protect your privacy and security, they actually do it to protect their own, which, I'm sorry, but I couldn't give 2 bucks less about a corporation wanting to protect their security using my hardware. If they want to, they can fucking pay me. So for this purpose, because I have never consented to this, I'll be showing you how you can circumvent this, because I consider this to be completely unacceptable that a company without a question is deciding how I will be able to use my phone. And I don't own a Netflix account, nor have I ever owned Netflix or any other streaming platform. And I have never given any kind of permission to these applications, which Netflix is primarily pre-installed on a lot of devices because, you know, enter a little cocksucking behind the closed doors, right? Makes it that your device has a little deal behind closed doors and it comes with your device. So, for that reason, I haven't even downloaded the application, and nor do I own an account, nor by opening it up have I ever agreed to anything. And yet the application has the ability to basically prevent me from using the device in a way that I want to, without even letting you know that it's doing that. Now, for that reason, Netflix and every other streaming platform can go fuck itself, and we're going to go into our browser. And considering you might want to capture a screenshot or record a screen of a show or movie that you're watching, which keep in mind, it's not even piracy if you do this, it's called fair use. So they're just basically assuming that you're going to be doing this in a nefarious way to record something so you can share it as a pirated, copyrighted content. Fair use allows you to capture something up to, I believe, 30 seconds. As long as you do that, it's in your goddamn legal right to do so. So they're just automatically thinking that, oh no, he can record something. He must be a pirate, or she. So for that reason, that's why I'm showing you. I will also quickly, before I go any further, mention legality of it though, as far as I know this. So when viewing content from means that I'm going to be teaching you right here in a second, as long as you have an active subscription to whatever you're going to be viewing, you should be fine. But if you don't, it actually would be also considered piracy. So piracy actually goes both ways. It's not only sharing copyrighted content, but also viewing that copyrighted content. So if you have an active subscription, obviously you're not sharing it, you're just viewing it, but you do pay for it, so you have the right to view it. You just won't be doing it through the official method. So that's one thing. And number two, when recording screen, like I already mentioned before, make sure you keep it under 30 seconds. I believe that's the timer that you can utilize. That would fall under fair use. Everything above that could be considered as a copyrighted content. Now, truth be told, if you record more for yourself, that's damn fine. Like, it's for yourself. You're not sharing it. And so at that point, I don't think it really matters. If you're planning to upload it somewhere, it will. For instance, for YouTube, if it exceeds 30 seconds, like I mentioned, they can just basically copyright strike your video and take all the revenue from it, even though the video, you might have used 31 seconds, but the video is 3 hours long. The law doesn't give a shit. Now you lost all the revenue from the video, even though it was a very small percentage of the 3 hours, right? So take that in consideration. But for screenshot, you don't really need to worry about it. It's just a screenshot. So anyway, to show you how you can view this content, we're going to be using browser, because browser allows you to take screenshots and screen recordings regardless of what the content that is open on it. So the application itself, which in this case that would have been the browser, Chrome, would need to be blocking me from the beginning, but it doesn't. And in here we can search for several different things. You can search for what I'm going to be typing in, which is pstream MOV or .mov alternatives, but you can search for other things like, for instance, Hulu free alternatives or Netflix free alternatives as an example. And I do recommend using Google search for this purpose. It will be apparent why. So when you do a Google search, you will get Reddit results. Not every search engine, I think most of them, don't actually have access to indexing of Reddit, which means that when you search for something, it won't actually give you results from Reddit as far as I'm aware. Chrome or Google in this case as a search does, so we're good to go with this one. Also, ignore the AI bullshit. It's useless, obviously. So I'm going to click on the Reddit one. And you can see right here, if we scroll down, we have a bunch of links to different sites. These all do the same exact thing, which is allow you to access content from every streaming platform for free without subscription or account. Now, like I was mentioning, viewing it here, if you don't have an active subscription, could be considered piracy. But personally, I look at it, if buying is an owning, then piracy is in stealing. So I couldn't give a shit less. Anyway, in here, you can choose whichever one you want. This is minded very small list of sites that you can utilize. There is dozens of them. So depending on how you search for it, you might find different links to different sites, or even one that tracks all of these kind of domains right here. And find one that works best for you. Not every one of them is equal to the other. Like this one, it's dead, this specific link, but ether MOM is a garbage, as not only, I mean, the fact that they allow you to view content is fantastic, but the fact that they're trying to intrusively shove ads down your throat by you interacting with the display, automatically then get a ad that is in a new tab that you get automatically taken. Yeah, you can go screw yourself with such a thing. Find a better option, because obviously shit like this is, in my opinion, unacceptable when someone is showing you distributed content and they're trying to even monetize the living shit out of it by being also annoying. So find one that works better. I can tell you for a fact there are better ones. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.